the most important skills you need to build. Assalamu alaikum, this is your brother Mohammad Arshad, and I wanted to share something with you about the important skills that you need to build in your life. Now, one of the reasons I'm telling you about this is because we homeschool our children. And when I was thinking about homeschooling curriculum, I was starting to think about what are the fundamental skills, what are the structures, what are the things that I need to do to build this up for them. And there's a few key skills that I came up with that I thought would be really important. And before we get into that, one of the things I wanted to say is that there's a massive difference between knowledge and experience. Knowledge and experience. So knowledge is like the kind of information that we learn, we take it in. But experience is going through it. For example, you might be able to read 1,000 books on swimming. But if you've never ever jumped into the water, you don't know what it's like. You don't experience it. So there's a massive wealth that comes from actually doing things, and that is experience. So the things I want to talk about is knowledge and experience. Now, one of the ways that we actually do experience with the kids is we do a lot of traveling. Right now, alhamdulillah, just about 10,000 kilometers all around Europe, including Morocco. We're on a ship now going back to the UK. This is the overnight stay we're having, alhamdulillah. So I wanted to share some of the stuff that there's a massive amount of learning that comes through traveling, just by having traveling. Now, you don't have to go far, you don't have to go wide. You can actually stay very close to home and still learn a lot just by giving yourself and your children lots of experiences. So traveling, I found, really opens the mind up, exposes you to new ideas. It enables you to live in the moment. So I think traveling is one of those big things I would definitely recommend as step one for you to take your skills to the next level. The second thing is that, of course, when it comes to us and children, one of the most important things is, of course, Allah. So there's a whole load of things that we need to do when it comes to our relationship with Allah, when it comes to the skills such as reading, Arabic, all of this kind of stuff. So for the way I've been thinking about it, I've been thinking that a big part of it is connecting the children to Allah. And the way we do that is by content. The more you take in, the more that will come out. So a lot of this is about actually going out, spending time, building that mindset for Allah, building things like tawakkul and taqwa and all of these things that are going to help you to have a great relationship with Allah. Now, in addition to that, there's a whole section under this, which is to do with reading Quran, memorizing Quran, understanding the Quran, understanding what hadith is, Islamic side. So there's a big chunk that falls on there. Another thing is obviously reading. Reading is the access to knowledge. This is one of the best things that you can do. So building that habit of reading, making sure that the children are reading really so that they're always getting that habit. One of the superpowers that Bill Gates says he wished he had was to read fast. Because reading is one of those things where you take in knowledge, information, and it can be very beneficial. So making sure that the kids are reading. Now, alongside that, mathematics is an extremely important thing. Making sure that you have quick maths, because you want to be able to be someone that can process maths quickly and therefore develop your logical side of your brain as well. So I would say maths is a massive thing. The third thing I would say is writing. Writing, communication, speaking, anything that falls under influence, all of this stuff is really important. Just by your speaking, you can get access to anything in this world. And that's why it's so important to develop the speaking, develop the writing, so that you can communicate effectively to get what you want in this world, as well as overcoming all the kind of necessary things that happen in life, inshallah. So this kind of formulates like a big part of the foundation. We're talking about Allah, the connection with Allah. We're talking about doing practical things like traveling. We're talking about reading, writing, arithmetic, communication, speaking, all of this stuff. And then another big one, I think, is entrepreneurship. Because I feel like, obviously, we go out, we get a job. I think it's fantastic. If you can get halal income and you can earn a job by doing hard work, this is one of the most praiseworthy things. So I think working hard in a job is a really good thing, especially when you're starting out. But at some point, I think it's a really good idea to be able to build your own business, for you to be able to learn about entrepreneurship. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to quit your job or earning from a job is not good. It just means that having entrepreneurial skills in today's world is actually really beneficial. Because when you think about it, the way the world is changing, life can be very different. We've got AI coming, we've got all these things coming. Life is going to be different. So it's really important for us to build upon this by getting entrepreneurial skills. Alongside that, of course, there's AI, there's coding, there's all these other things out there. But when you're thinking about yourself, when you're thinking about your children's experience, your children's skills, you need to be thinking very practically. What are the kind of habits that we need to have regularly? For example, reading. What are the key experiences like traveling that I need to do? What are the things I need to do daily to have that connection with Allah? Whether it's remembrance, words of remembrance, whether it's is reading Quran, whatever it is. And when you start to put habits in place, you will find that there is a complete difference in your growth. If you can improve your growth, this is one of the best things, because people are always talking about what should I invest in, Bitcoin, this, that, and the other. The best thing you can invest in is actually yourself, by learning more skills, by getting more experience, by bettering yourself, bettering your communication. This is the key. This is what you should focus on. I hope you got great benefit from this video. If you, inshallah, you want to check out the next one, right? Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.